Okay, Rishikesh, till we start up, I'll just show you. If you see the
page number, can you tell me the page number?
page number,
Okay, after which one then?
see, this is date. On day 2, this is the first page, this is the second page, this is the
एक सेकंड
म्यूट
ठीक है
Third one.
it's the fifth page. 1 minute, I'm just trying to mute this. Somebody.
I'll check.
Everyone has a mute, then still have the noise. Sound coming from everybody's on mute, but still I can hear the sound.
It's the 12th page.
12th page, huh?
Yeah.
Basically, did you get it? It's that. What I'm showing is actually the PPT which I've given you, the PDF which I've given you. Not yet got it?
Okay, I just missed it.
No, you are looking at the printout, I think. You might have missed the printout, huh? Don't worry, you see the PPT and understand. Okay, chalo, let's start. Okay, I'm repeating this so that you understand. If you see this right hand side, I have shown over here, Dasha is the biggest envelope. Below that are 9 planets making the Antardashas. Below each Antardasha, there are 9 planets making the Prati Antardasha. Within each of them, it's a Sukshma Dasha. Don't break your head beyond this just now. It's no big deal. You will understand as you flow. I'll just tell you what this means. Let me come on the screen. Just I'll try to tell you what it means is basically your life across, let us say, a period of 20 years, Mahadasha. So your Mahadasha Lord will tell you what is the overall envelope over the next 20 years for you. So Mahadasha ke niche is your Antardasha, which I will say if it is 20 years, Antardasha may be for 4 years or 5 years or 3 years, disproportion. Okay. Under that Antardasha is a Prati Antardasha, which may be for some months, 5-6 months. Prati Antardasha ke niche is Sukshma Dasha. Sukshma Dasha may be for some few weeks. Sukshma Dasha ke niche aata hai Pran Dasha, which you are not going to get into just now. Pran Dasha is for a day or at the most 2 days. And below that is Deha Dasha. Deha Dasha is almost to the hour, almost, you know. So if you go very deep into this, which is something totally different, you can actually start predicting to the minute or to the hour. So Mahadasha, Antardasha, Pratyantardasha, Sukshma Dasha, Pran Dasha, and Deha Dasha. So across these 6 periods, you can go from 20 years to 1 hour, if you can understand what you're saying. So it is precipitating down, precipitating down. Isse jasti as of now, don't tax your brain. There's nothing more to it. Okay? Anyone has to say anything over here, or I'm going ahead? All okay? Okay. So we were on this rule. A planet gets activated in the maps. Now this is a very important thing. What this means is maps or Maha Antar Prati Sukshma Dasha is finally ruled by who? There's only one thing. Who? Planet. So Mahadasha has a planet lord or Mahadasha lord. Antardasha has a Antardasha lord. Prati Antardasha has a Prati Antardasha lord. May what are they? Planets. Okay, let's see them here. If you see this chart which I've given you, which is the first page of the software, you will realize Mahadasha of this guy is Mars. Antardasha is ruled by Venus. Pratyantardasha for some time is ruled by Rahu, then sometime by Jupiter, then sometime by Saturn, and so on. Sukshma Dasha between this period 24/8 to 4/9 is ruled by Venus, then it is ruled by Sun, then it is ruled by Moon. So if you see 7 to 12, so around 5 days, 4 5 days, 3 2. Some of them I've seen almost in every day. It's very irritating to analyze such people who keep changing every 1 1 2 2 days, because there is something has happened and something has just suddenly happened and this fellow has gone and something it becomes really irritating. But anyways, so if you see this, the maps are finally the planets. Okay, so whenever a planet is there in the maps, like for example, let's look at Rahu, let us say. Rahu is in the maps, that is a Pratyanta Dasha till 16th of 9, 16, 9, 20. Then Jupiter comes into play. So between this period up to 16/9, where did it go? Up to 16/9, Rahu is active because it is part of the maps. Then it may become dormant, may become, I tell you why, but the Rahu, then Jupiter gets active. So basically going back to my slide over here, basically a planet will get activated in its map. So it is active. So you have to keep this in mind. This is very important when you do the hit theory, which we'll be doing tomorrow. You have to check whether that planet is part of the MAPS. Okay, and like I told you in this first line itself, the result of a planet is given by who? The nakshatra lord. So if you see this, this is the nakshatra lord. So if just now, which was the planet which was you were looking at? Saturn, I think. No? So let us say Saturn is in the maps. You have to also consider Moon, because Moon is giving the result of Saturn. Okay, when we solve cases tomorrow, you'll understand. So basically, going back to this, a planet will get activated in its maps. Okay, it has to be part of the maps. A map is this. Any problem here? Either put a thumbs up or come on the screen and or voice your question. This was basically related to Dasha. Are all of you okay with it? Namrata, are you hatash like this because you're like this, or you're relaxed, or you're confused? I'm confused. What is your?
It's going pretty much
Yes,
bumper, but I think it will fall in place. I think let's just continue.
it can't get any simpler than this. That I can assure you. It's okay. You just see this once. The rest of you, are you okay? All of you have shown a thumbs up, I believe. Okay, chalo. I'll go to the next one. Okay. So where are we now? Now this is an interesting thing. Okay. You'll have to actually pay attention over here. Rashi chart and Bhav Chalit chart. When you do Astrovastu especially, and when you use the Krishnamurti Paddhati or the KP system of astrology, you come across two charts which are very important. One is the Rashi chart and one is the Bhav Chalit chart. And you need to understand what is what and when that is to be used. That is the most important. So I'm just going to that slide now. Okay. So basically, whenever you open your software, you will come across two charts mainly, at least in KP. One is called as a Rashi chart, which is also called as a Lagna chart. Okay, and you have a Bhav Chalit chart. Okay, Bhav Chalit. Bhav is what? Cusp. Bhav is house, is cusp, same thing. So Bhav Chalit, house. Okay. Now, what does this mean? This is not my this thing. I heard it somewhere, and that has struck in my head, and I'll tell you what it is. How do you look at this? What that person has said was that let's say you're gone for a marriage function. Okay, so on the stage, the bride and the groom are standing over there, and the bride's family is here, and the groom's family is here. So all of them are standing in one line. Look at them as the planets, those 9 planets, and a photograph is taken. Okay, so you have a photograph where the bride is there, the groom is there, and the immediate relatives are there. Okay, that is your Rashi chart. Now, after the photograph is taken, do they stay there only? No, they will keep moving, right? That is Chalit, move. So they have moved, That is your Bhav Chalit chart, in a way, in very simple word, okay? In very simple, this is just for you to understand. So basically, there is a this as well as another diagram which I've shown over here, this I've sketched out. for you to understand. Now I'm going to try to make you understand. Try to understand. If you still don't understand, relax. You'll understand. It's very simple, but don't worry. Now, just understand what this means. Okay. Those of you who are already from KP would know this. For newcomers, just bear with me. If you don't understand, relax. There's no problem. If you just see these three planets, this is a real case. Okay, so it's not a hypothetical case. So if you see, I specifically colored them differently. If you see Mercury and Venus are seated in the which house? Fifth house. But in the Bhav Chalit, you see they have moved back to the fourth house. Jupiter in the Rashi chart, when the photograph was taken of the bride and groom with the relatives, was standing in the 11th house. But once the photograph was done, you realize that he is in the 10th house. Okay. What does this mean, basically? So for that, I've tried to make a diagram. I hope you can understand this, basically. This is a perfect combination where each Rashi, see here basically it's a question of Rashi and planets. Okay. So basically, sorry, Rashi and houses. So this outside green one is a house, inside green one is a Rashi. Like I told you yesterday, a Rashi is a perfume which is sprayed in a house, in a box. Okay. Sometimes what happens is while you're spraying, you look here and you spray and it goes onto the other box also. No, it can happen. No? You just spray and somebody calls you and hello, and you do this and it has got sprayed onto the other box also. So that is what happens most of the time. Most of the time, 99% of the time it happens. So basically, what happens is if you look at these two concentric circles and they are moving, right? They have moved because at the time you were born, which was how are the planets on the eastern horizon, that is how all this is determined. So if you see this situation over here, okay, where this red color thing is one hypothetical planet, in which house is it seated in? Ninth number house. In which Rashi is it seated in? Can you see? Ninth Rashi. So this guy has not moved. Okay. Now, if you go to see this chart, which house is this guy seated in right now? 10th house. See the sector over here. But which Rashi has moved over there on under him? 9th Rashi. That is what had happened in that earlier case. You know, where it was here, but it had moved here. Now, to give this further simplicity, is a chart which I have done. Okay. Imagine that there is a guy standing in the veranda. Veranda is your balcony or the otla outside. And this is the house. Okay. He is stepping into the house. But where is he standing? He is standing in the balcony or the veranda or the otla. So basically, this is the Bhav Chalit, where he is standing physically. And he has already entered the Rashi, the environment, the fragrance of the house. So what I'm trying to say here is, for the Bhav Chalit, now take one thing point on. If you have to see the Rashi, you need to see the Rashi chart. If you need to see the house or in which house the planet is seated, you see the Bhav Chalit chart. Okay. As of now, just keep that in mind. For the planet where it is seated, or to talk about the house, you will see the Bhav Chalit. To see the Rashi, you will see the Rashi chart. So again, going back to this one, where is this guy standing? He's still standing in the veranda. So in the Bhav Chalit chart, he will be in this component. But his one leg has already gone into the Rashi. So that means he's entered that Rashi. Okay. This is going to be a little difficult for you. Just go over this once or twice again, you will understand it. We'll take it up again. Okay, all of you thoroughly confused? You can put your thumbs up to say thoroughly confused. Thoroughly confused, no? Okay. You know, the day you understand this, you realize, oh my God, it was so simple. But in fact, even after that, I'm confident about this. I just see general videos or read something to find out whether there's an easier way of explaining it, and There is no easier. It is just like a stroke of luck. 1.8 just dawns upon you. Oh, this is what it is. But let me again explain it in a simpler way. Okay, if you all want to come on the screen, you come. It's like talking to a dead wall otherwise. Okay. The thing is, look at it this way. I am standing in the balcony. I am standing in the balcony. Okay. In the living room, the AC is on. Okay. So what I have done is I have put my foot inside. So am I getting the influence of the air conditioning, the cooling of the air conditioning? Yes, I am, right? I've just put my foot in. I'm not stepped in. I've put my foot in. Or let's say I put my hand in like this. So I'm feeling the coolness of the air conditioning. But where am I standing? I'm standing in the balcony, in the sun. Okay. So if you remember these two things, for the Rashi, you look at the Rashi chart, for the placement or for the house or for the placement of the planet, you see the Bhav Charitra. So basically, I am standing in the balcony. So I am in this house, but I have already put my foot into the next house, which is the living room. So I am under the influence of that, but I am standing here. Okay. Don't bother about it too much just now, because when you do calculations, this calculation is a totally different. You won't need it so much. Rishikesh. Yes. Rishikesh.
I just wanted to understand. Actually, the numbering is from upper side, and in this two house, it is shown from the lower side. 1, 2, like this. Otherwise, it is from the upper side, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
That is the Rashi where it must have started from. If it starts from 6, it will go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will always go
Because of the
anti-clockwise.
actual.
One minute. Let me open. Where is it anti-clockwise? It is like that, no? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Anti-clockwise rotated cross.
So normally it is from here. Actually.
One minute. So, 1 minute. Show me again. Show me. I'll tell you on the screen. Show me the thing. Show it to me.
That is
It is going in anti-clockwise. It is going in anti-clockwise direction.
yeah. So in your case,
No? I can't hear you. What? Unmute yourself.
okay, in this case, the 1 is from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what you're showing is from 1, 2, 3.
One minute. See that. 1 is here. 2 is here. No?
Yeah.
3 is here.
But in here it is from 1, 2, 3, right? And in this case it is 1, 2, 3. So I didn't understand that.
That was what actually I had to talk with Namrata sometime back. The number that you are seeing, if you remember my yesterday's talk, is the Rashi, is not the house number. That one number house, which was a purple colored house which I showed yesterday, that is the same. Okay, let me spend 2 minutes on this, because I think this will all of some at least come on the screen, some of you, if possible. It's funny talking to a dead wall. Anyway, Rishikesh, pay attention. What I'm trying to say is, just I'll make it as simple as possible. There are 3 things only which we are concerned with. House के अंदर राशि के अंदर seated planet. Okay. Now in these 3 things, get one thing very clear. Okay, this is a basic. House, one house which starts at the ascendant, that house, that purple color thing which was there, and 2, 3, 4, 5 went over. That position is the North Indian chart is common for every damn person on this earth. Okay. So when we are talking about house, Rashi and planet, house-wise configuration is the same for all of us. Correct? It's the same for us. Now the Rashi, 1 minute. Huh? Now the Rashis, okay, just understand one thing. Like I told you, they're sprayed in, okay. So the Rashis basically are going to be sprayed on differently for different person. So in the first house, let's talk of first house only just now. You may have 5 number Rashi sprayed over there, which is Leo. I may have 6 number Rashi sprayed over there, which is Virgo. So if your thing starts, the first house starts with the 5th Rashi, your counting of the Rashis will go like that on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. My 6 will start with the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 5. Now this will not move. This will not move. Okay, just bear with me. First one was the chart which was common for all. Second one was the Rashis which were put over there. So whatever Rashi was put over there for you, let's say 7 or whatever it is, that will remain fixed for you. So your chart may start from 7. Somebody else's chart may also start from 7. Now the third component, which is the planets, they keep moving for everyone. So in your natal chart or in your birth chart, if they have put in some configuration, that is your natal configuration. You were born with it. But the planets are moving. Every day, every minute they are moving. That is called gochar or that is called transit. समझ लो? So basically, if I have to put it in a nutshell, 3 things: house, Rashi, planet. House configuration remains same for every person in a North Indian chart. Same thing. Okay. Second one, Rashi. You are what you say, commissioned with a specific configuration of a Rashi. So you start with 7, I start with 6, somebody else starts with 12. But that is fixed for you for life. That doesn't change. Okay. That's why over here you see, I think some 7 or something in this chart which I showed you. I think it starts with 7 or something whatever. So this person chart whom I must have taken has got 7 number Rashi in his ascendant in his first list, and then it moves on. But for him, that is going to remain permanent throughout. Now the planets, how they're posited over there, each person configuration will be different. Then if you go to a little more advanced level, you will understand that degree of 2 planets. When 2 planets are also seated together, let's say you have got 2 planets seated together in the same house, I have also got 2 planets seated together. Does that mean our destiny is same? No. The degree of this planet and the degree of this planet will also change. That's called Yuti, conjunction. Okay. So that's a little advanced. Have you understood this? Have I cleared the ambiguity? Okay. So let me just go back to what were we talking about? Okay. So basically,
Rashi and Bhava.
Bhav Chalit, हाँ. So Bhav Chalit chart basically shows you, and I'll tell you where you're going to use this also, okay? So you'll understand in prediction how you're going to use it. The position of a planet, where the planet is physically seated, in which house, that is shown in the Bhav Chalit chart. I'm making it very simple for you. In which Rashi it is pitted in. Okay, that is shown in the Rashi chart. So Rashi equal to direction equal to Rashi chart. Bhav Chalit equal to where it is posited, seating, house. Now, there are 2 very broad ways of attacking a situation. And that is the time when you need to use Rashi chart and when you need to do Bhav Chalit chart. In this Potli theorem which we are going to use, where we are going to use the degree, where we are going to see which planet is hitting which planet, at what degree, at what distance, we are going to be using the Rashi chart. Rashis have got directions. Rashis have got, you know, that calculation will give you 30, 60, 90, all that comes there. That aspects also comes there. Pachvi, Dishti, Thati, everything else. So Rashi chart we will be using to understand the Astrovastu aspect theory. The Bhav Chalit chart is used in Krishnamurti Paddhati, okay, to find out the promise of an event, okay, whether that event is going to happen or not. Okay. So in the maps, let us say your Ketu Dasha is on. And Ketu Dasha, I'm just giving you an example, okay, just hear it. If you don't understand, just forget about it. If Ketu is not signifying 2, 7, 11, this guy is not going to get married in the Ketu Dasha. Why? Because 2 stands for making a family, 7 stands for marriage as well as spouse, 11 stands for desire fulfillment or Ichha fulfillment. So the planet has to signify certain houses, and then that event will happen. That's called promise of an event. Don't get too deep into it. That's a different line. For that, we need to see the Bhavchalit chart. For our sake, we need to see the Rashi chart. Okay. As of now, just keep it over there. As you grow now, all these things will start precipitating in an understanding. Anyone else has any difficulty, or I can go to the next theorem? All okay? I presume everyone is okay because nobody is
No,
answering.
just one doubt. Now, are we saying that this Bhavchalit chart is going to be constant for everybody or it will change for everybody?
Bhavchalit, see, if you talk about, I'm just muting you, Krishna. I'm just putting in mute, Krishna. There's some background noise. For you, your Rashi chart and your Bhavchalit chart are basically your natal charts. They won't change. The planets which are in Gochar, they will move over there. Your Krishna, you understand? Your natal charts are basically your Rashi chart and your Bhavchalit chart. For you, they will remain like that throughout. Krishna, you can unmute if you want.
Yeah, got it. So you're saying both of them are unique to my this thing, right? The Rashi chart and Bhavchalit are unique to me. Right? Perfect.
Your unmute. Basically, they are your natal charts. So that is a blueprint for you. That is a blueprint. The things which will change is the planets keep moving. So that is called gochar or transit. So as they move, they give a reaction. We just now I had a long discussion with Namrata and we realized why last 2 days our head was aching. Then Namrata, I think you will testify that. Namrata, will you testify that? We realized what was causing your headache. So that is the planets which keep moving the gochar. Yeah? Okay. Anything else? Anyone else has a doubt over here? Or should we continue? Okay, I presume it's clear. So going back, I think we have got one only left here. Okay, now there is a Rashi direction chart which I have shown you. Okay, which is this one. Which, if possible, you can buy heart. Otherwise, just put a print on your screen and that is fine. These numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 are your Rashis. Forget the houses now. Now we are going into the theorem part and the actual, the calculation part. So as of now, forget the houses. You have to look at Rashis and you have to look at the direction of the Rashis and you have to look at the planets and you have to look at the color of the planets. Okay. So these numbers, what I have shown you are the Rashi numbers. And these are the directions of the Rashis. Forget these planets for the time being. Forget these planets for the time being. Just look at the number and look at the direction. So first Rashi, okay, is associated with east and first part of east of southeast. I hope all of you know this, otherwise let me make it easy for you. North, south, east, west are known as cardinal directions. So north, south, east and west, this main axis are the cardinal directions. The sub-cardinal directions are these. So between north and east is northeast, between east and south is southeast, between south and west is southwest, between north and west is northwest. Okay, so these are the sub-cardinal directions. Now between these, okay, are basically, if you're on this side of northeast, it is east of northeast. If you're on this side of northeast, it is north of northeast because it is towards north, it is towards east. Okay. If I look at this northwest, this side is north of northwest. This would be west of northwest. If I look at southwest, this would be west of southwest. This would be south of southwest. Okay, this guy is going to go off in 10 minutes now. Southeast, this side will be south of southeast. This will be east of southeast. Do you understand? So cardinal, sub-cardinal and sub-sub-cardinal. So don't break your head too much. I've made this chart myself. This is not from any net or anything. Whenever tomorrow you realize this, whenever we talk of, let's say, 9th Rashi, you directly look at this chart and realize, okay, 9th relates to northeast. You are looking at 6th. You have to realize 6th Rashi relates to north direction. Okay, simple. Have you understood this chart? Okay, just put a thumbs up at least so that I can understand that you all are listening to me. Okay, if you all are not on the screen, just put a thumbs up icon over there. I think the ones behind the screen can't hear me. Okay, you can run. Okay. So I presume that all of you heard it, or you will look at the video later on. I will go back to that. So this chart is a very important chart which will be keeping on referring to. So keep a printout of this if you want, or make a sketch and paste it on the wall in front of you. Okay. And this chart is also a very, very important chart from the Astrovastu and the Potli theorem point of view. So these are all the 9 planets and their colors. Okay. So sun stands is represented by orange color, moon is white, Jupiter is yellow, Mars is red, Venus is silver, Mercury is green, Saturn is blackish, Rahu is bluish grayish, and Ketu is checkered pattern. Okay. So basically these are the directions and these are the colors, 2 very, very, very important things for your Astrovastu or the Potli theorem. Okay. We are at the end of today's this thing. Any doubts here? Please come on the screen and talk, or you can just unmute yourself and talk. Basically, these are the 7 or 8, whatever, call them rules or formulae or whatever you want. These are the 7 or 8 which you are going to be requiring all the time. Okay. For the timing, I'll say forget about it. Bhavcharit and Rashi ka discrepancy. Just forget about it for the time being. The others are pretty simple to understand. If you just go over the video once again and just see the chart, the PDF which are giving you, you'll more or less understand. Rishikesh, want to say something? Anyone has anything to say? Everyone is pretty quiet today, so either they have understood everything or they have not understood everything. Okay, since nobody is reacting, I will call it a day. Okay, good night all of you.